Good evening, dear students. Welcome to another session. In this occasion, we're going to talk about writing. We're going to learn how to write and write a paragraph specifically, okay? So first, let's begin with the writing process. All right, so here is what you're supposed to do. Whenever you want to write something, it doesn't matter if it's a paragraph, if it's two paragraphs, or if you want to write an essay or a report or any type of paragraph, okay? This is the process that you must follow, okay? So you have to, first, this is the pre-writing, okay? So the pre-writing is the step before you start writing. Okay, then you have the writing process. Okay, for example, you have to start writing based on the pre-writing. Then you have the revising, rewriting, proofread, and publish. Okay, so for these we are going to go to another presentation. Okay, so here it is. This focuses more on the writing process itself. Okay, so look here, the writing process. Okay, so for example here, what are the steps? Okay, we have pre-writing, writing, revising, editing, and publishing. Okay, pre-writing is the same as in Spanish preescritura. Writing es la escritura, revising, revisión, editing, edición, y publishing, la publicación. Okay, so these are the basic 5 steps. Pre-writing, writing, revising, editing, and publishing. But let's check. Step 1, pre-writing. Okay, so this is what you have to do. The pre-writing step is where you have to sit down and find your inspiration. It means that you have to determine your most powerful form to pre-write. So for example, you have to make lists, you have to make maps, mapas conceptuales, mapping or webbing, graphic organizers, organizadores gráficos, okay? So you have to make a list of the things that you're going to talk about, okay? You cannot sit down and start working and start writing a paragraph immediately. No, you must pre-write. You have to write a brainstorm of ideas. Una lluvia de ideas, okay? That is the pre-writing step. So, two great ways to start. So, for example, you can create a bubble chart, okay? Bubble chart is unas bombitas, okay? So try to answer the most important questions like who, what, where, when, why, and how. Okay? So you can answer these questions. Who, what, where, when, why, and how. Okay? Perdón, quién, what, qué, where, dónde, when, cuándo, why, por qué, y how, cómo. Okay? So you have to create a bubble chart. This is like a bubble chart, okay? Well, this is more like a web, okay? So you have to try to answer this question. So you have to start writing. So you have to pretend that you're talking to someone that you know, and you have to write everything that comes to your mind for 5 minutes in your pre-writing. En la lluvia de ideas uno tiene que escribir lo primero que se le viene a la cabeza, okay? Then you have to allow your thoughts to flow. Hay que dejar que la mente fluya. You will be surprised at how many good thoughts you will be able to sift from a burst of scrambled writing. O sea, uno puede estar muy sorprendido a veces de cuántas ideas pueden salir el momento que yo estoy haciendo mi lluvia de ideas. Okay? And then all writing can be edited, smoothed out, etc. But first we need to write. Okay? No se olviden que cualquier tipo de escritura puede ser editada, ¿ya? Pero primero hay que escribir para poder editar, ¿ok? So, these are just recommendations, ¿ok? So, you have to, for example, this is an example of a bubble chart, ¿ok? ¿Por qué bubble? Bubble son burbujas, ¿no? Entonces son bombitas, ¿ya? So, for example, you can do it like this, ¿ya? The pattern doesn't matter, the ideas. The ideas, for example, in this bubble chart, you are relating ideas. Aquí estamos, en un bubble chart estamos relacionando ideas, o simplemente lo que puedo hacer es colocar en la mitad, I can put in the middle, y sacar así como raíces, ideas, ¿no? Que vayan saliendo ideas. Okay, so for example, you have a migrant mother, okay? So you're talking about, what is a migrant mother? It's a mother supporting the family, okay? And you have more ideas coming out from here. Children leaning on her, breastfed baby, children having haircuts, baby in the lap, okay? So these are ideas about mother that supports the family, o sea, de una madre que sostiene a una familia, ¿ya? Mother not giving up, okay? That is another example of migrant mother. It means that she's heads up, eyes focused, looking ahead, and hand on cheek thinking, okay? So this is what a mother that doesn't give up do. A migrant mother is usually poor, so she has tattered clothes, o sea, tiene ropas rasgadas, dirty skin, oversized clothes. For example, in 1936, this is where migration occurred, and bowel haircuts, okay? So this is to describe a migrant mother. So your ideas come, and this is going to help you to write later, okay? Then the second step is start writing. Okay, so obviously, when you finish your brainstorm, you can start writing. So you have to select your writing ideas from your pre-writing exercise. O sea, tengo que decidirme en qué me voy a enfocar en el momento que estoy haciendo el brainstorm. Okay? And then you have to write. Yeah? But you have to ask in the moment that you write, have you completed your thoughts through your writing? So you have to ask yourself that. Have you completed your thoughts through writing? Okay. So this is the second step. Easy, right? Brainstorming and writing. Okay, again, don't worry about the tiny details like spelling, grammar, and does this make sense? O sea, en primer lugar, en el primer borrador, no hay que estarse preocupando mucho de los detalles como la ortografía, la gramática, si es que esto tiene sentido. Okay? So just try to concentrate on getting complete sentences. O sea, eso sí tengo que enfocarme en escribir ideas completas en el papel. You will return to the document and make the necessary changes later. Yeah, that is the next step. Then the moment that you finish writing, you have to revise it. Yeah, and it's more important to get your ideas down. It's more important to write, but in sentence form. Okay, and you can always change or check your mistakes later. Okay, so for example, editing example. Look, it says, I want to talk to you about school violence. It's a big problem at my school. So, for example, in the moment that you check, school violence is a big problem on my campus, notice that the idea is the same. Okay? You are combining the two ideas in one sentence, so because you're talking about the same idea, okay? But the only thing that you changed was you changed two things here. You changed from two sentences to one, and then you correct the spelling. Okay? So, for example, instead of saying, I want to talk to you about school violence, it is a big problem at my school, okay? You can say, school violence is a big problem on my campus. So, you are combining the two sentences, okay? And then you are changing the spelling of school. School is not written like this, it's written like this, school with a CH, okay? And what else do you have to change? Oh, you're missing also the apostrophe here, okay? And violence is with C, not with S, okay? So the editing comes after. The first thing that you have to remember is that you just have to write incomplete sentences. That's it. And write as much as you can. Then, what is the difference between difference between editing and revising. Okay, so don't forget that the steps are this. Look, pre-writing, writing, revising, and editing. Revising and editing. But what is the difference between revising and editing? Let me tell you. Okay, revising is the first step. Okay, so first comes revising and then editing. Revising is the first one, so revising is what should come last before publishing. Okay, and editing is what we should do first. Okay, so editing is what is the first step. O sea, el primer paso antes de revising es editing. O sea, primero es brainstorming, después es writing, ¿ok? And then es editing. Editing quiere decir editar, ¿ya? Editing is about spelling, grammar, and sentence construction. So, in order to do this, you have to read your work aloud, ¿ok? You can whisper if you must. O sea, puedo inclusive hablar así en voz bajita. It helps find the grammar problems, ¿ok? So, editing, like the name says, is very similar to Spanish, editar. Es decir, el momento que yo escribo, ahí tengo que empezar a leer nuevamente lo que escribí y empezar a editar ortografías, errores ortográficos, errores de gramática y errores de construcción de oraciones. Okay, so you have to do that. Then revising. Revising is what comes last before publishing. O sea, editar es el paso antes de revisar, revising. So revising is about deciding which sentences to keep, which ones to change, and how to structure your paragraph so that the sentences flow together in a meaningful way. What does it mean this? En cristiano, ¿qué quiere decir? Que revising es cuando yo, en cambio, después de que ya reviso la ortografía y la gramática y que las oraciones tengan una construcción correcta, revising quiere decir que tengo que, aquí puedo decidir, por ejemplo, qué oraciones puedo quitar, ¿ya? O qué estructura mis párrafos van a tener para que las ideas fluyan de una manera significativa. Entonces, el momento de revise, ¿ya? Que es muy diferente que edit. Revise es, en cambio, cuando, por ejemplo, yo puedo ya ver si es que está bien organizado el escrito, si es que está bien, si están bien estructurados los párrafos y si es que tengo que eliminar algunas oraciones que estén de más o añadir alguna otra, ¿ya? Revising se refiere más a la parte de contenido, más no de forma. La forma es editing. Editing se refiere a ortografía y gramática y que las oraciones estén correctamente escritas con sujeto y predicado, ¿ok? Ya. En cambio, revising es simplemente enfocarse en el contenido. Es decir, que las oraciones estén de tal manera organizadas para que el escrito fluya, ¿ya? Y revisar si es que hay alguna oración que está de más o hay como eliminar, ¿ok? So that's correct. For example, sometimes we don't start our paragraphs with the main idea. O sea, hay veces que hay que revisar que los párrafos comiencen con la idea principal. So when we revise, we have to make sure that every sentence has a strong topic sentence to build on. So that is one example of revising, okay? So that's it. So it goes like this: brainstorming, writing, then we have editing, and then revising. Editing and then revising. Okay, so let's see. Editing. We have different kinds of editing. Okay? So, for example, hay distintos tipos de editing. Okay? Look, we have self-editing. Self-editing means when you correct your own writing. Peer editing is when someone else, for example, a classmate, corrects it for you. So you have, for example, what can you correct? Spelling, capitalization, if a word needs to be capitalized, it needs to have capital letter. Punctuation, grammar, es decir, puedo corregir ortografía, puntuación, gramática, que estén las mayúsculas correctas. Sentence structure, la estructura que esté sujeto, predicado, subject, verb, agreement, es decir, que los sujetos estén correctamente correctamente conjugados con el verbo correcto. Okay, and the word usage, it means that you are using correct words, the words that you're supposed to use. For example, you can use synonyms or antonyms there. Okay, so that is what goes in editing, the next step after writing. Then we have the step number 4, which is revising. Revising, okay? So here we have 4 steps in revising, okay? En revising tenemos cuatro pasos. Tenemos adding, rearranging, removing, and replacing. Adding quiere decir añadir. Is there all the other information that the reader needs to know? O sea, si es que hay alguna otra información que el lector necesite saber. Es decir, ¿tengo que añadir más información? Rearranging. Is the information presented in logical order? Es decir, puedo arreglar, por ejemplo, una oración puede estar mal ubicada. O una oración puede estar mejor en otro párrafo, ¿ya? Entonces, eso es rearranging. Si la información presentada está en un orden lógico, ¿ok? Then we have removing. Removing quiere decir remover, quitar. Are there any unnecessary details? ¿Ya? Es decir, si es que hay que quitar oraciones. ¿Ok? And then we have replacing. What is replacing? Could I change anything to make my expressions stronger? Replacing quiere decir, por ejemplo, cambiar unas palabras por otras. O, por ejemplo, si es que tengo que cambiar alguna oración por otra oración. ¿Ok? So, we can do that. ¿Ok? So, adding, I repeat, adding es añadir, si es que tengo que añadir alguna otra idea. Rearranging quiere decir si es que tengo que colocar la oración en otro lado. Removing, si es que tengo que quitar más bien ideas o oraciones. Y replacing, if I can change, for example, to another sentence or to other words to make my expressions stronger. So this is revising, ¿ok? Revising no tiene nada que ver con grammar o spelling o capital letters, ¿ok? Then the last step is publishing, ¿ok? Publishing, ¿qué quiere decir? Publicar, ¿ok? So, for example, in publishing, you can use blue or black ink or word processor. It means that you can use a computer or you can use a pen. You have to use the center in the title on the top line with a line space that follows. Name, class, and date in the top right-hand corner. Double spaced, okay? Neat, no scribbles or overuse of liquid paper. Staple in top left-hand corner, and remember that usually, well, this is the last step, okay? This is the fine, you just have to do your best. That's my recommendation. Do your best. I'm going to remove this because I'm not going to grade you based on this, okay? So here it is again, okay? So look, publishing, yeah, this is better to do it like this. O sea, si hacemos a mano, es usar esferos de azul o de negro. Colocar los títulos en el centro, dejando un espacio entre el título y el primer párrafo, okay? You have to write your name and the date at the top right-hand corner, okay? Especially if you're giving it to the teacher. Double spaced, es preferible hacerlo a doble espacio. Neat, no scribbles or overuse of liquid paper, tratar de no publicar no excederse con liquid paper. Okay. And staple in top left-hand corner. En el momento que entreguen algo, obviamente, graparlo. And do your best. Okay. Yeah. So this is publishing. Publishing quiere decir ya escribir el borrador final para que ya lo pueda leer otra persona. Eso quiere decir publishing. Okay. So Those are the 5 steps. Those are the 5 steps for writing. So they were pre-writing, writing, editing, revising, and publishing. Remember the steps for writing anything, okay? So right now we already learned how to write something, but what to write, but now we're going to learn specifically how to write a paragraph, okay? So for example, we have, here's the writing process that is pretty much the same that we learned here. The pre-writing, writing, revising, rewriting, and proofreading, which is revising and editing. Those 3 are in editing, and then publishing. It's basically the 5 steps that we saw, okay? Proofreading is the same as editing, okay? So here obviously you have to rewrite something if you have a lot of corrections to do. So, but how to write a paragraph? Paragraphs always have these parts, okay? You have topic sentence, supporting sentences, and conclusion sentence, okay? So we have topic sentence is the main idea that is always in at the beginning of each paragraph, okay? So the topic sentence is the first idea, the main idea in a paragraph, okay? This idea tells us what is the paragraph going to be about. Then we have the supporting ideas, las ideas que apoyan a la idea principal. Those are the supporting sentences, supporting sentence 1, supporting sentence 2, supporting sentence 3, and any supporting sentence, okay? And then we have the conclusion sentence at the end of the paragraph, okay? So you have to remember that a paragraph is like a sandwich or like a hamburger, okay? So remember, topic sentence, supporting ideas, and conclusion sentence, okay? So, for example, this is an example of a paragraph. The topic sentence is, my favorite dessert is ice cream, okay? Mi postre favorito es el helado, yeah? So it means that the paragraph is going to be about why the ice cream is your favorite dessert, okay? So, supporting sentence number 1. Reasons why. First, I like ice cream because it is sweet. Supporting sentence number 2. Second, my favorite dessert is ice cream because it has different flavors. Supporting sentence number 3. Third, I like ice cream because it refreshes me when the weather is warm. Okay? So you're giving reasons why. You are supporting your favorite, your topic sentence. Estamos apoyando la idea principal con estas ideas secundarias. And then the conclusion sentence, you have to repeat the topic sentence and summarize the supporting sentences, yeah? So, in conclusion, I can say that my favorite dessert is ice cream. Here is the main idea. You are repeating the main idea. Because it is sweet, it has different flavors, and it refreshes me when the weather is warm. So here you are summarizing your supporting sentences. This is the conclusion, to mention the main idea and to summarize the supporting sentences. Okay, so this is how we write any paragraph, any type of paragraph. Remember that the supporting ideas have to support, like the name says, you have to support the main idea, the topic sentence. Okay, so write your own paragraph. Okay, try to write your own paragraph now. Okay, so that was it. This was the writing process and how to write a paragraph. Okay, I hope this was useful for you, and I hope to see you soon in any of the tutorials. Okay, take care. Bye bye, dear students.